Yikes.
Hey everyone, it's me at Boombox. Fuck, do that.
Hello and welcome to the Rorschach's Journal podcast. My name is James, and these are, I don't know what to call you guys. We're not film exiles. What do we call ourselves?
We're just,
We're just getting this bread.
Yeah. We're the miners at the stone quarry. You know, getting that stone,
we're getting
working
those
for that
diamonds.
bread.
The stoners. That's what we'll call ourselves.
Yeah,
I like
the
that.
stoners.
Alright,
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Rorschach's Journal podcast. We're the stoners. My name's James.
Well, I'm Batmite100. Real name Daniel.
Hello, I am at Boombox on Twitter. That is spelled at symbol BOOMBORKS. Thank you.
And I'm at rback25. Please don't follow me.
Unless you're Zack Snyder, then please follow us.
Zack, come on, man.
Zach already follows me. He's my best friend.
No need to flex.
Oh, god damn it, you had to run, didn't you?
He knows this podcast exists because of me. He's probably listening right now.
Jack creeping on us the whole time.
Yeah. What if he was just like, hey guys, it's Zack. Yep.
Let's start with Aquaman reviews.
Ooh, I've still not seen it, but let's go.
This isn't going well. Alright, I guess I'll start. Well, I thought the movie was alright. The action and all that was good. The story was pretty basic.
They probably didn't want to take too many risks with the story, I'm guessing. So they just wanted to keep it simple, I guess.
Well, it's his first outing, so they don't want to make it too complicated.
Yeah, they still in there. Seven Kingdoms. Black Manta was in there. That was a good setup.
The Jeff Johns stuff.
Yeah, our favourite guy, Jeff Johns. I mean, from what I've seen, it looks visually stunning. Well, for the most part.
It is. That's the best part of the movie. The visuals.
The
The effects
CGI
is really
like,
good.
yeah, real good. And it sucks that it didn't get nominated.
A lot of the cinematography looks pretty cutting edge and fancy, but not really meaningful, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, I know what you mean. The worst part is probably the scenes on land. They're really bright and saturated,
yeah.
especially with Mera's hair and the sky. That was the worst part. My eyes hurt.
Yeah, it kind of does. It doesn't do the green screen any justice either, does it?
I was fine with that for the most part.
The green screen on like the pier with his mum and dad. That like, you could easily cut it.
Well, what was it? At least you know the colors don't look flat. I mean, it's bright, but you know.
Yeah, it's not like those Marvel movies.
oversaturated.
Yeah.
Going back to the land scenes, did you guys have a problem with the? Well, both of you. Daniel hasn't watched it yet. You have a problem with all the jokes, the dialogue?
Some of them, like the writing wasn't that good. You can tell that. Black Manta going, "Don't teach me how to pirate." That was kind of cringe.
Yeah.
Guessing that's probably Jeff Johns' comic booky dialogue or whatever.
Yeah, there's parts where you could tell they interfered with the movie. You felt like there's some exec writing down notes, adding more jokes. Shit like that.
Aquaman, in one of the scenes, he's like, "I don't want to smell like swamp."
I mean, you two have seen Ragnarok, right?
No.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it, but one of my problems with it was there was like a joke literally every 10 to 30 seconds in the film. Like, it's a Taika Waititi film, so of course, but still, it got pretty annoying after a while. That wasn't the case with Aquaman. Like, that wasn't the case with that.
No, it wasn't. Thor was
Good.
like,
Great.
yeah, Thor was just like jokes and jokes. It was like jokes and then some seriousness and then jokes. It was well balanced, but it could have been better written.
Yeah. I mean, they make these films to kind of please the audience as well, because now they're in a position where they want to, get a good word of mouth with the general audience. Because, I mean, every time I hear about DC, people are just shit-talking it. So,
They're not cinephiles, like real cinephiles,
yeah, but, the general audience is where the money is. I wish they catered to us, fans and cinephiles. But, it's the general audience that comes first. So they're just bowing down to them, basically.
They're gonna look to make the most money, obviously.
Yeah. But, I mean, they've got to they can't just make it just for the general audience. Because it's got to cross that line between pleasing fans and the audience.
They achieved that with Aquaman because everyone liked it, or most people liked it.
So, yeah. They probably, obviously, judging from the box office, they kind of got what they wanted, a crowd pleaser and a fan pleaser.
Finally, $1 billion for DCEU under 6 years. Weird to think about that. Aquaman made the $1 billion movie first.
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing though, to be honest. I mean, I'm happy that it got $1 billion, but Aquaman being the first one to get $1 billion is just...
I was hoping it'd be Justice League.
I mean, after watching it, I'm glad it's not made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, can we just talk shit about Justice League the whole...
No,
Yeah, that would be cool.
that's for episode 2.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. It's like beating a dead horse at this point. There's no point.
True,
It's a shit movie. So except all the Zack Snyder stuff.
I just want to say, Joss Whedon sucks.
Yeah, I agree with that. He sucks. Big balls. Got him there, didn't I?
Bro moment.
Alright, well... Oh wait, can we address the fact that we were supposed to have another member here, but he...
Oh yeah, Harpoon.
Maybe we should have done that earlier.
The thing is with Harpoon, he woke up his neighbours, and it was at midnight, and so he had to go. So
Working
yeah.
my power.
Well, that's what he said. At least.
Rapping. Have both of you listened to the Aquaman score?
Yeah. I mean, that one with the guitar riff that was in the trailers. That was pretty cool. I wish there was more of that guitar riff though, or
More rock and
whatever it
roll,
was.
more
Yeah.
guitar. That's what I thought too. I actually thought the Wonder Woman score was way better, more consistent.
True. Yeah.
this score was like good, but it could have like easily been better.
I felt like they tried to
like-
kind of mix up a little bit with the electronic stuff. Well, the synth wave kind of electronic stuff.
Yeah, I like that. Like the Black Manta theme is like that's pretty good. It kind of sounds like some Hans Zimmer.
I mean, it doesn't touch Hans Zimmer's work. Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL, absolute legends. But
yeah, I was just talking about the like
up there,
instrument.
yeah.
The like when he comes out of like the waterfall with the like costume and stuff. That's probably the best part of the score, I think.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm watching it this weekend, definitely. I mean, I should have seen it day one. But,
Yeah, but you
some
watched
complications.
it. Just blame Joss Whedon.
I blame ginger people for this.
Should we make a Pitbull joke?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
the
all?
best part of the soundtrack, I guess.
Mr. Worldwide.
That only went for 30 seconds, but it was the best part of the movie. I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh, God. What an absolute meme. Pitbull. I mean, they try to get rid of him. But from ocean to ocean.
Are you gonna finish the song?
Yeah, that's why it made $1 billion.
I like the song where like Black Manta's having a montage.
What was it called? Depeche Mode?
It's the band's called Depeche Mode, and then I love the song.
Oh.
I remember someone mentioning they should have put Black Manta's theme during that scene. I thought it was fine.
I don't know.
Wait, so it has more than that one, like, Pitbull song and that credit song?
Yeah, I
they
think
use,
there's two. Pitbull and that song.
Alright, so they don't go crazy with it like they did with the Suicide Squad.
No, they've got songs in the end credits. All right. So with the story and the design of everything, I was thinking about comic accurate stories versus something more realistic, like Batman v Superman, or something more grounded, like Man of Steel. Which sort of version of filmmaking do you guys prefer? Something adapted straight from the comics, or its own story? If I explain that properly.
I mean, for me, originality is always best, but I like it being inspired by comics. Like, taking stuff, appropriating the like different stories and the aesthetics, but kind of just, making it your own thing. Because I don't really like the idea of just taking a story and just straight up adapting that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that was my problem with Aquaman's story.
What, was it literally just the New 52 run?
Yeah, it felt like it was just all. I've read a few of the Jeff Johns books. It just felt like it all came from that. I didn't notice any other inspirations.
Well, I mean, again, it's just Jeff Johns. I mean, I want to think that Jeff Johns himself likes original stories. I don't know, but it's again the executives just want to give something that's not too much for the audience. I mean, yeah, it is his first. It's Aquaman's first film, but DC in from the general audience's point of view is kind of this. From their point of view, it's kind of messy with the story and too much. But again, that was studio interference, to be honest, not the actual story's fault.
Yeah, with Batman v Superman, I know a lot of people had problems with the story, but what I liked was that he took inspirations from different comics and made his own story out of it instead of just adapting one storyline.
Yeah, I like that in Batman v Superman too. How it's like its own thing, and then people just get mad because they're like, oh, they put all these stories in one, but it's not. It's just one story. It's just an original story,
Yeah, exactly. And with the whole Justice League thing that they were setting up, Justice League Part 1 and 2, that was its own story. But you could tell they're taking inspiration from other things.
With BVS, I mean, firstly, the first, I guess, major kind of setup for the next films was the nightmare sequence. But the thing with that scene is, it works well within the actual story of the film, like as a metaphor for, kind of Batman's fear of what Superman can be. And then there's all the other stuff with like parademons and Darkseid, but those were smaller Easter eggs. But then I think with the emails, that kind of felt more like a studio mandated thing with the logos on them and everything. Again, this is just speculation from my part.
Yeah, wasn't there like a rumor or something that it was going to be different?
I think Haroon mentioned that. He mentioned emails being added later on. They had longer, cooler cameos.
Yeah, I heard that one too. I heard that. Well, I mean, wasn't BVS supposed to be a two-parter originally, or was that debunked?
That was a rumor. It was Part 1, Enter the Night, and Part 2, Dawn of Justice. But it looked like just someone taking a screenshot of their laptop.
Yeah, we've not seen that one before, have we?
Yeah.
I think that would have worked well though, even if they did, because a bunch of people were like, "Oh, Batman should have had a solo movie." If Into the Night or whatever came out first, then people would stop bitching about.
I mean, if you think about it, the metahuman archive, like email stuff, kind of works within the story of the film as well. Because, I mean, when Lex talks about metahumans and the red capes are coming, he's not just talking about Superman, but he has a fear of like superheroes and metahumans as a whole. So, in that regards, it makes sense for him to kind of want to do like a metahuman genocide, but start off with the most powerful one, which is Superman, of course. So it does still work within the story, but I think just the way it was pulled off with the film, in the film, with how they just kind of put the logos on it, on the emails.
Yeah, that was just.
That felt like a studio decision. Like they're trying to remind the audience that, okay, this is, these are their logos, remember them, when the Justice League film comes out, which is next year. But it never came out.
Yeah, I can't
Not
believe it got cancelled. We're giving ratings for Aquaman. I'll just go and say it was probably like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'd put it just under Wonder Woman, about 7 out of 10. Maybe if they come out with an
From
extended
what I've
cut.
From what I've seen, it does look like it's on the level of Wonder Woman, maybe a little bit above it or below it, but around the same kind of 7 to 8 out of 10. Maybe 8's a bit of a stretch, but 7 out of 10 seems like it's. You guys are saying 7 out of 10. That's what I predicted it to be anyway. I knew Aquaman was going to be a success because I don't think they were going to take that many risks with the film anyway, judging from, how public opinion has been on the DC films. They want to kind of win the audience back, like I said.
Yeah, and it's new, it's underwater thing, never been done before. It's like Avatar in that sense, kind of.
Yeah, speaking of that, it's just snubbed when it comes to the Oscars.
Yeah,
Should have got that VFX nomination.
Yeah, it's just actually just disappointing.
The
Fucking
Oscars.
disgrace.
It's an absolute farce. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody and Black Panther for Best Picture. Yeah, you've got to be kidding me. And Christopher Robin for Best VFX.
What? Isn't that just a puppet?
It's Winnie the Pooh. I mean, come on.
Winnie the Pooh versus a fucking.
A whole underwater world, something not seen before in cinema, versus some cartoon character reimagined with CGI.
A fucking bear.
Is it more packed than Wonder Woman? Because for me, Wonder Woman during the second act, it felt like a bit of a drag. Like it didn't have enough in it. Like they were just taking their time with the story, and things it gave you. I mean, with BVS, we were getting things. With the Ultimate Edition, the pacing was fine. With the runtime and the amount of information and stuff we were getting from the film, it was perfect. But with the Wonder Woman, it felt kind of slower. So where would Aquaman kind of fit with pacing?
Aquaman's got a lot of stuff in it. I think it needed a few more scenes to give it room to breathe. There's a lot of action in it.
So does it feel like there's been things cut out then?
Like there's this one BTS shot, I think they're doing a haka. I would like to see that.
Right.
Yeah, that sort of stuff helps the pacing of the film.
Do you think they might release an extended cut, or do you think it's a matter of, well, the film's made $1 billion, so... I mean, that would be terrible business practice, to be honest. Because, I mean, with Marvel, they take every chance to milk their business their business stuff and everything, but I don't know, I feel like DC could take advantage with this whole extended cut thing.
I feel like there would just be 3 or 4 1-minute deleted scenes. I don't think.
Oh yeah, like Wonder Woman. Not a big fan of that one, to be honest, because I felt like they could have put those scenes in the film, but maybe Patty was happy enough with the theatrical cut.
What were the deleted scenes for Wonder Woman? I completely forgot.
The mother box.
They weren't they weren't anything big. It was the mother box. There was this some character chemistry stuff. Nothing too big, but the mother box one was probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, that would have probably been an end credit scene.
That was probably set up for Justice Leagues when they wanted to start marketing it.
Yeah.
Because I think it goes to, who does it go to? The Nazis or the Americans? And it ties into Cyborg's story.
Yeah, the Germans have it, and it belongs to the Americans, and that group, whatever it's called, Wonder Woman's friends, they're supposed to retrieve it. But apparently they failed the mission or something. I don't know. I mean, we only see the initiation part, so yeah.
Alright, so...
Oh yeah, that might be a reason why they cut it out as well, because...
Yeah.
I don't know.
They don't want to scare anyone.
Well, yeah, maybe they want to do that thing where it's like, we don't want to give the audience, too much deaths, because of the whole DC murderverse thing that they used to say.
But that's what
I'm glad
DC
that
stands
died.
for. DC stands for dark.
Detective Comics.
Dark comics.
Let's move on to Shazam. Shazam teaser.
I'm liking what I'm seeing with Shazam, to be honest. And with the colours, it doesn't look it looks bright, but not too bright.
Not just
And it doesn't look flat, which is great.
I thought they'd fix it up a bit more by that little teaser we saw. Have you seen some of the promo pics where he's got a really dark red suit?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think David F. Sandberg said something about him wanting the suit to be darker, but they had issues, and that's why he wants to do like a darker suit in the sequel, and he deleted that tweet, didn't he?
Yeah, but I got a screenshot. Don't tell him.
But yeah, in terms of the color, the funny thing for me is with the color correction and color grading. David said that it's supposed to look like a small budget indie film, yet the color correction and the grading looks so much better than like a Marvel film.
Yeah, a lot of the Marvel films have that grey, concrete looking filter thing. It's very flat. Nothing really pops.
I mean, it's either that or the weird, like, looking brownish red sepia tone that they had in Age of Ultron and now Spider-Man Far From Home.
Infinity War, there's like scenes where it's like good, like the planet where Thanos kills his daughter.
Yeah, that looked good, but I thought those scenes were pretty cool. And it kind of shows that in terms of colour, darker, deeper blacks and that sort of stuff can really help out. I really like the nighttime like fight scenes in comic book films. That's pretty cool. The third act battle in Iron Man 1 still looks better than, some of the daytime scenes in the newer film.
I think the darker colours help out with the VFX.
Oh yeah, definitely, because with the low-key kind of high contrast lighting, it's easier to kind of hide the CG flaws.
Yeah, but if you still go back to Man of Steel Smallville battle, that's all in daytime and it looks perfect.
That film, yeah, that's just Zack. He's a visual genius. Well, filmmaking genius, but really, I mean, come on. I don't think anyone else does visuals as good as he does in Hollywood. That's just my opinion.
He probably shoots some of the best action too. Just as
Definitely, yeah.
Like if you look at Sucker Punch and like Man of Steel, just all the different.
Thing is, Zack doesn't go overboard with his fight like choreography and the editing. Well, except for Watchmen, but that was on purpose. But he doesn't overdo like long take fight scenes. Like I feel like in contemporary Hollywood action films, all they're doing now is kind of just long take fight scenes to show, oh look, we can do good cinematography. But like Atomic Blonde, all the fight scenes and that were just long takes. It was cool, but I felt like it was a bit too much at times. Like it doesn't feel like it's meaningful in any way. It's just kind of there for spectacle. And when Zack doesn't do long take fight scenes where it's like more hyper cutting, he doesn't overdo the cuts as well, like with like the Russo brothers Marvel films where they fight and there's like 10 million different cuts.
Yeah, or with some of the Transformers films. I think I prefer the long takes to the cutting though.
True, yeah. I mean, I prefer the long takes too, but he doesn't overdo it with those.
Yeah.
It's better than what it was like 3 to 4 years ago when it was like a lot of the action films you were watching, the fight scenes were just hypercut, like Transformers and the Bourne films and the Taken films. But anyway, back to the Shazam thing. I think the humor's pretty good too.
Yeah, I really like Zachary Levi's like dialogue delivery, like when he's asking for the.
Yeah.
He's just got that.
With how it's center framed, the cinematography's good. It kind of works well. It complements the heat.
The only thing I don't like about it is the padding on the suit. I think it's just a bit around the shoulder area.
Yeah, the shoulders and the arms. That's where it looks really overdone.
Yeah, it does look kind of overdone.
Like Henry Cavill looks like less big compared.
I'll play devil's advocate and I'll say that maybe that could be on purpose because it's supposed to be like a child's vision of what a superhero is like, so it might just be like an exaggerated thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Plus, David still, again, he seems like he wants to tweak some things around with the sequel.
Yeah. What would the sequel be? Would it be Black Adam, or
Yeah, probably.
I mean, he's teased it so much, it's got to.
My biggest problem with the suit were his legs. His legs are too small.
yeah, compared to
It's not proportionate.
Yeah, like,
He needs to do
like
more
a
squats.
gorilla. Big body, skinny leg.
I think the material on the cape could be better. It kind of looks thin and not as cinematic as, say, like Superman's cape.
True.
But then again, that could just be like the low budget, like child's imagination thing.
Yeah. I mean, I like the ingrained, like, kind of chain mail design that's kind of inspired by
Texture.
the Superman one. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Would you prefer the lightning bolt to be yellow, or do you think... I mean, blue, because it already is yellow, or do you think it's fine as it is with the yellow?
You mean the lightning bolt on his chest or the lightning around him?
The lightning bolt on his chest.
Yellow or blue?
Yellow color. Do you want that to be blue?
Yeah, I mean, it's yellow now. The bolt on his chest is yellow. But I mean, in the comics, it's blue, right?
I don't read comics that
I
much.
thought it was, yeah.
It's like white, isn't it? Like white, like
Kind of just whitish blue.
yeah.
You know those promo pics with the dark red suit and how the bolt's all white? It's not yellow?
Yeah.
I think that's where it looks best.
Yeah.
In the first trailer, it was really yellow.
True.
Too much.
I kind of wish the bolt was like longer. I mean, I like it, but it's just a little nitpick, I guess.
I remember David saying that he's gonna try and fix it up with the, color editing as much as he can. Because I mean, there's only so much you can do with that, but still, he said that the trailer look isn't gonna be the final look.
It's his choice in the end. He wants.
What I like about Zack Snyder with his with Justice League, you could tell that the trailer footage was color graded. Like, that was probably what it was gonna look like as a final product. Same with BVS, the color grading in the trailers wasn't that different from the final product. And Man of Steel. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, he knows what he wants. That's how he works as a director. He just does everything in the pre-production section. So, in terms of visuals, that guy knows what he's doing. And I feel like a lot of the other DCU fans are trying to hold the other directors up to his standard when it comes to certain things. But, not all of them work like that.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like with the visuals, you've got people trying to compare it to Zack's scenes, and they're pretty good, but I don't know, I wouldn't compare them.
You can't compare them. It's not fair.
Plus, David's still starting out. I mean, he's made like 1 or 2 films, but it's still like an early stage in his career.
Was it Annabelle Creation you made? Just Annabelle?
Yeah, and I think there was one more Annabelle Creation and one
It
more
was
thing.
Lights Out.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, those two.
Annabelle was
Lights
really
Out.
good.
Lights Out was a short film before an actual movie, so short film adapting into a movie could be a thing.
Yeah, that short film scared the shit out of me.
I haven't even seen it.
Could we see a Bungle in the Jungle feature film in the future?
Maybe.
I mean, at least you did Bungle in the Jungle and completed it and uploaded it. With my thing, I don't even know what's going on. I've reshot it so many times and it's just too much.
With Bungle in the Jungle, we just said fuck it. And basically the first take we got right, we would just put that. And it works, because it's how to cringe, so we can just say we did it on purpose.
I've been using a lot of these, because I saw Bungle in the Jungle and noticed that you use like one of them VFX bullet presets even. And I kind of use them too, but like a lot of my films shot in the dark, so so I can make it look better. But yours has that funny kind of amateur look on purpose. I love it.
I think he's talking shit. He doesn't like Bungle in the Jungle.
I think it's a masterpiece.
Maybe we should have put a Bungle in the Jungle review in for the next episode.
Bungle in the Jungle reviews, right?
Yeah, force everyone to watch it again.
Force? You don't have to force me to watch it. I'm already a fan.
One of my high school English teachers, she really liked it, so she had like 50 people come into a class and put it on with all the swear words and everything. And then it was just like, oh, there's a scary cunt, and the teacher didn't care. It was quite amusing.
I made a little short film for my coursework for college, and that was screened at a little charity cinema place, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But all the people that watched it were just my classmates and old people that go to that charity cinema.
What type of movie was it? Like genre or what?
I'd say fantasy crime.
That's cool. I mean, Alone in the Jungle was a comedy. I guess people enjoyed that.
Comedy just sits well with people.
Okay, we should probably get back to Shazam.
Shazam, yeah.
Okay, let's say our favorite moments from the footage we've seen.
Jumping off the building. That was the best part. Getting hit by the lightning.
Yeah, that's a cool shot. I just don't like his positioning when he's off the ground. I don't know if it's just kind of ruined it for myself by saying it looks like he's doing the shoot down.
I guess favorite shot would be, the jumping off the roof one. That was cool, of course. But I said this one before, but I really liked how when he was asking for the beer, I really liked the part with Shazam asking for beer and the woman being behind the counter because of how they were center framed to make it more awkward. I don't know, I feel like David F. Sandberg's got a good idea of visual storytelling as well.
Yeah, and Zack's good in that scene too.
That guy is just great with this sort of stuff. He was born to play this role.
Honestly, I think I'm going to like Shazam more than Aquaman.
I feel like it too, to be honest.
Especially with the Man of Steel and BVS references. And I think the humor works better too.
I mean, it's not going to have the visual factor of Aquaman, but I think story-wise and, in terms of the way it caters to us, the fans, I think it'll be better.
I've heard there's going to be a lot of CGI in the third act. Hopefully we'll see something crazy, maybe in the next trailer. Who knows?
Hopefully, yeah. I feel like the sneak peek was a little bit too short. I mean, I understand the concept of a sneak peek, but still.
Yeah, they didn't even release a trailer.
Normally, sneak peek just assumes that, they're going to do a trailer the next day, but...
They put out the sneak peek just to set up Daniel RPK.
Oh, yeah, that must be it.
They did all that just for him.
This thing where they've been baiting people like Daniel RPK.
Yeah.
To kind of... Yeah.
I wonder if they can do one of those 4 or 5 minute ones, like they did with Aquaman and Justice League.
Yeah, those were for Comic Con, weren't they?
Were they? Yeah, I think so. No, wait.
Yeah,
the Aquaman wasn't for Comic Con.
No, we didn't see it. That one was for Comic Con. That's the extended footage they showed.
So should we move on or?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Toby Emmerich's comments. I can't find the exact quote because I didn't look for it.
Do you want to say what you wanted to say to him?
I don't think he's gonna listen. I don't think he listens to this show. I don't think anyone does. But you know how we were saying they wanted to go more director-driven, and yeah, I feel like he's lying.
Fuck off. Like, we allowed to swear on the show, just censored. But yeah, Toby Emmerich is probably lying just to get the fans and stuff back on his side, I guess.
If he's honest about that, they're probably going to release an extended cut of Justice League, hopefully. I don't know if Zack wants to come back, but there's probably room for him to come back if he wants to. If they've got these different franchises, you got Aquaman, you got James Wan, Wonder Woman and Patty Jenkins, Matt Reeves and Batman, and then you have Zack with his Justice League films. And if they're not as connected, you don't have to worry about tone or anything. You can look at them as separate franchises.
I think there's just too much demand for the Snyder Cut now. More demand than there was for the Donner Cut. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should. I mean, most people now would want to see the Snyder Cut. So I feel like that should be a big thing for them. But at the same time, they're doing this one at a time thing now, aren't they? Where they're taking it slowly.
Yeah, that seems to be working well. I think if they wanted to release Justice League, it'd have to be this year. Because they've got 2 or 3 movies next year. I think they'll put out 3. Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman, maybe New Gods, or the Batman, if it starts filming. So this seems like the best time to release it after Shazam and before Joker.
Yeah. I mean,
Supposed to come out in
that's
2019.
the thing that I want to see the most, to be honest.
What, Justice, the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, the Snyder Cut, definitely.
That's the first time I've said that out loud.
Sometimes I say it in my sleep.
Release. I mentioned this in the group chat before, but I think that because the original vision for JL was the 2-parter that was written by Terrio and Snyder, right? And then you had Johns come in, do some rewrites, and make it into one film, which is what ended up becoming the actual Snyder Cut, which is what we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think that because of the rewrite, the original Jeff Johns rewrite, maybe that might have been why Zack was just speeding through the process with that film. And because of that, maybe he just wanted to get it over and done with. And it's just in the past now. So, I mean, that's a very pessimistic view of the whole thing, but I don't know, I feel like that might be it.
You think you saw it coming, so it just...
I mean, he's known for being like really speedy and kind of productive. From his point of view, it might just be his, you know, like in the Fountainhead, you've got Howard Rourke with the Cortland building, you know, how he wanted it to be his vision for the building first, but then they ended up changing it anyway. And then he just blew the building up himself. That kind of might be his version of Cortland.
Yeah, I haven't read The Fountainhead.
So yeah, in the book, there's just this building that he's been asked to make by one of his mates, not under his name, under his mate's name, and he's like, "All right, I'll make it for you, but it's got to be my vision for the building." And then he plans it, but then all these mediocre, like conformist architects come on board and like just make a really mediocre building, and he ends up blowing the whole building up.
Yeah, from what I know, there's a lot of parallels to the Justice League situation. Could be why he's making it.
He said this a few years ago, that he wanted to make the Fountainhead, but I think because of Justice League, it's probably why he's prioritized that over the last photograph and whatever else he was going to make. Like I said, Last Photograph and that 1776 George Washington film.
He was gonna do another film with Last Photograph. I just can't remember what it was. What is that? The 1776 one?
Yeah, he said that he wanted to make there's this painting called Washington Crossing the Delaware that Zack likes, and basically he just wanted to make the events of 1776 into like a film in the style of 300. So making the British look like, you know, ogres or whatever. That would be so cool. A lot of people here would be so pissed off. But anyway, back on topic. So the future of DC films. This Matt Reeves Batman film. What the hell is going on with that?
I think Batman's going to be probably the best one in the next few years.
It's been 2 years since he's been announced as a director, and then he just handed in his finished script. So he's taking his time.
Yeah, we'll probably get some casting soon.
Yeah, I just hope Ben Affleck is in it.
I just want Affleck as the actor. I mean, even if they do that whole flashback thing, which even that's a little bit disappointing, I'd take that over just no Affleck at all.
But they could easily de-age Affleck and make it look decent with the flashbacks.
Oh yeah, even if they do a whole flashbacks thing, I'd still want to see them doing some like story and action with Affleck himself. Like, I don't just want it to be, you know, it starts off with Affleck saying something, and then it just the rest of the film is just a flashback, and we don't see him in costume or in a fight or anything.
Yeah, I hope it's like 50-50 or like 40-60 to Batfleck and
Yeah, kind of
Snyder.
like a Nolan film,
Yeah.
you know, with how he does the constant flashbacks and, you know.
Do we know who like the actual villain is, or is that still rumors?
There's rumors of Hush.
Yeah,
And-
Penguin's supposed to. Ben said that his story was based heavily by films like The Game and Maltese Falcon. I've not seen The Game. That's like one of the Fincher films that I've not seen. But The Maltese Falcon I know well, and the Maltese Falcon as Batman would basically be Penguin the villain and like Catwoman kind of playing both Batman and the Penguin.
Have we talked about Birds of Prey?
No, we probably should.
Birds of Prey. I'm excited for that one as well because, you know, low budget, R-rated.
That one looks good. Or it sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of annoyed that it was at the cost of Suicide Squad 2 with Gavin O'Connor and Gotham City.
Yeah, I would have preferred to
Yeah,
see
that's
those
true.
two.
One issue I do have with the Birds of Prey though is that it sounds like they have a lot for the story. Like they have the storyline with Black Mask and, you know, Birds of Prey as like the whole team. They have like another character played by that young girl that they're focusing on, and plus there's all the Harley Quinn and Joker stuff too. Like, you know, I hope it's not too much and they balance it out well.
I don't think Joker's going to be in it.
Yeah. Probably just gonna skip past it, I think.
Even if he's not in it, the whole thing is going to be a
Yeah.
storyline of its own in a way. I've got faith in them though. You know, I think it sounds good so far. I just want to see some set photos already.
Yeah, I want to see the costumes.
Harley's getting a new design as well, isn't she?
She's gonna be roller skating according to like that one pic. She was wearing like rollerblades in the picture, and people are like, Harley
Sure.
wore rollerblades in the comic.
Yeah, I'm not much of a comic reader myself. I read some, but I'm not into it that much.
Probably read like 3 or 4. I just can't get into them.
Yeah, I feel the same. I read some of Aquaman, Jeff Johns' Aquaman. I read Kingdom Come, Final Crisis, and a few Batman stories, but that's it.
I like all the popular, like, mainstream full collection comics, like, you know, Frank Miller's Dark Knight, Watchmen, The Long Halloween. Like, you know, the ones that are really popular, those are ones that I can always go back to and enjoy. With the monthly releases and that sort of stuff, the smaller stuff, I just can't get into it too much.
There's too much to keep up with.
Yeah, true. And for me, it's like, if I'm reading one, I've got to read them all, so...
Yeah, I said the same thing when I was starting. I saw all these different issues and different versions, and I didn't know where to start. And I don't like having incomplete collections. That sort of bothers me. But also didn't want to spend thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Plus, there's so many for characters like Batman and you know, Superman. There's just so many, like, they have so many different titles to their names. Like Batman has one called Batman. There's All-Star Batman. There's Detectives Comics as well.
Confusing to like someone like me that doesn't know anything about like comics, so I can see why people would be like scared to get into them.
Should we talk about Wonder Woman?
84.
Yeah. It seems like it's going to retcon some of Wonder Woman's story.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of... Because I liked how they started with Superman. Like, he was the first public superhero. And even though Wonder Woman's was set in the past, she wasn't really out there. But now, I don't know how they're going to do that. And with Steve Trevor coming back...
From a technical standpoint, I like how it's being shot on IMAX. Like, real 70mm IMAX, not like with the Infinity War and Endgame where they say it's IMAX, but it's just digital IMAX, which is nowhere near as good. And also Hans Zimmer for the music. I mean, come on. So IMAX and Zimmer, it's already going to be a spectacle, we know that.
Is he scoring Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, he is.
I don't have high hopes for that.
I don't know, I just hope, at this point, I just want it to be a good ending for the X-Men films, because I'm just not that interested anymore in the X-Men.
Yeah, and Deadpool's gonna be PG-13 now.
Yeah. Did Once Upon a Deadpool or whatever it's called? That was released during Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it like did really bad.
6
Like,
million,
Yeah.
something like that.
it's
6
not
million. 60 million, did you say, or 6, or what was it? How much do you think they spent like making it?
Who really knows? I don't know. It doesn't. I haven't seen it, but like from the trailers, it just seems like they added that like guy tied up, or whatever, and then they just cut some of it. So I don't think it would be that much, but with marketing and stuff,
I wouldn't say it would. It probably doesn't cost more than 10 million. But even then, I don't think it's made enough profit. I don't know. The idea of a PG-13 Deadpool just it doesn't really interest me. Kind of
Like, most
just
of the
takes
reason-
the flavor out of the character.
Most of the reason it's popular is because it's R-rated, and you don't get much of that with superheroes. And then they're going to make a PG-13 version.
Yeah, it's like if because 300 it was one of the more earlier, R-rated films. Imagine if they did like a sequel to that's like PG-13, like a PG-13 300 sequel. That would be hilarious. Or like if they did kind of a sequel to Watchmen or Sin City, and that was PG-13. It's kind of the same premise. It'd just be terrible from my point of view.
the previous Deadpool movies they made like 600-700 million, but if they go PG-13, I think it'll go down. To be honest.
I just wanted to add one more thing about oh fuck it, I can't remember what I was going to say. Let's just go into the Q&A.
Do we get any more questions?
Q&A.
Yep, we did. Except half of them are from us.
There's that question from that Batmite 100 guy. Let's see what he had to say.
Alright, first question from Oof at Gotham_bat. Will you get the bread? Did we get any bread?
I think we're in the process of achieving the getting of the bread, but we're not quite there yet.
The bread's still being made. We're still hungry. We're getting there, though.
I don't have anything to say about bread. That was a dumb question. Thanks, Oof. Alex asks, do you all want any cornbread? What's cornbread?
I don't know, but I'm hungry.
Is that like an American thing?
I don't know. I don't want it.
Normal bread's fine.
Yeah, that's 2 terrible questions so far. Fran asks, is she with you?
I thought she was with you.
It's an actual good question. Manu from the Film Exiles podcast. What are your favorite comic book stories you would like to have adapted for the silver screen?
I don't really read comics that much, so I don't really have much of an input.
There's a story I read ages ago which I really liked called The Search for Kryptonite or The Hunt for Kryptonite or something. And it's where like Clark and Bruce kind of go around the world trying to collect all the kryptonite and try and destroy it. And I thought that was a pretty cool story to do.
There's this one Batman story. I think it's called Batman Cataclysm. There's this earthquake in Gotham. I think Lex Luthor's buying all the buildings back. There's a few villains in it. I can't remember the full plot, but I'd like to see something like that. There's also Final Crisis, which I just read.
Yeah. I think, Kingdom Come would also be pretty cool, like as an Elseworlds film, though. Not part of, the DCEU or anything.
Yeah, that would work well. I hope they do more Elseworlds.
Do you think they might
joking
do
now?
Elseworlds films with, like, the DCEU actors, but it's not in that continuity?
They should do that with Justice League.
That would be cool, yeah.
I think if they use the DCU actors, it'll be like too confusing for the general audience.
True, yeah.
I don't think they can do that many films anyway.
Yeah, they could barely understand Batman v Superman.
Alright, next question. Ben asks, what are your thoughts on the future of comic book movies? Is there still room for stories that appeal to a mature audience, or are we doomed to endure an endless barrage of fun comic book movies? That sounds depressing.
Very depressing. I mean, look, I think if Marvel's doing good from business point of view and pleasing, the general audience, and DC seems to kind of found its footing now. maybe it's too early to say. I don't know. But I think once both are doing good, that's where I think they can get the benefit of the doubt and, you know, kind of take risks. Or they could just keep going the Elseworlds route. But it'd be nice if they could take some risks with the main continuity films as well. But for now, for the next 5 years, all I see is fun comic book films.
Yeah, hopefully it swings back the other way at some point.
Yeah.
So we
Hopefully
get a good
in
balance.
less.
Some of the best stories are darker and more serious, so
I feel like we might get some more like lower budget like dark movies, but the big ones will be just fun comedies and stuff.
I think DC's doing that. They've got one low budget coming out every year, like with Birds of Prey,
Yeah,
low budget,
that's-
R-rated.
That's good. I like that. Hamada knows what he's doing with that.
Yeah, he's giving us something different.
And I don't know why, but I just think that people will become like less interested in Marvel like after Avengers 4, because the main story kind of like ended.
Same. I think after Avengers 4, and I think DC has some things to offer that Marvel kind of lacks in some areas, like with the visuals and other things that, you know, you can think of yourselves. And I don't know, either Marvel will have to push themselves up, or DC's just gonna win, kind of take over the crown of gold standard comic book films after that. But we'll just have to see. By the way, speaking of post Avengers 4 films, Captain Marvel looks terrible.
I don't like Brie Larson at all.
Neither do I. First of all, she can't act. Secondly, fake fat. Thirdly, she's friends with Lena Dunham, and Lena Dunham is a sick bitch.
Brie Larson doesn't have like the star power or like charisma as a Jason Momoa or like Gal Gadot, and her delivery isn't that good. So I feel like she's not a character people would like really want to go and see.
I think Shazam's going to do well against that. Shazam will do better than Captain Marvel. I don't
Yeah,
bias. It just looks more interesting.
it just seems like a film with more heart, to be honest.
I think Shazam has got like kids and stuff in it, and the porn star dude on YouTube, you know that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that there's a lot of like dark bits in there too, so I feel like it'll be a good balance between the two.
I still need to. I mean, come on, that guy needs to link us to his,
His film.
you know, his films. You know what I mean?
He's a sugar daddy too. Don't forget. And he's got that slick hair too. You can't forget that hairstyle.
What's his name again? I forgot.
Mick Minus. I hope he doesn't find this.
We love you, Mick. Right? Just putting it out there.
We just want to see your movies. That's all.
You're a stud, and we look up to you.
Yeah. I basically want to be him.
He is the gold standard of alpha male.
Alright, let's move on to the next question. Arun, why isn't he here? I don't know. He asks, will you guys do the audio version of Emoji as promised? How do I make this noise?
What am I doing?
Why wouldn't you want to do this podcast, honestly?
Welcome to the Rorschach's Journal podcast, where we have heavy breathing.
Boombox asks, hi, do you know where the bathroom is? Another great question.
Yeah, to your left. Go straight up. You could always piss your pants, you know.
You know, if you think about it, everywhere. Just said a really wise quote, and it was,
We didn't hear
if
it.
you think about it. What? There's no point in saying it anymore because it's dead,
Everywhere is a
but-
bathroom.
Yeah, wow, there you go.
Great
Right.
advice from Uncle Boombox.
I just realized how stupid my at is. I don't know why it's called that.
Alright, Daniel asks, why is Zack Snyder such a fucking goat?
Zack Snyder, if you're
Great
listening,
question, Daniel.
Do we need to
Zack
answer this
Snyder?
question?
If you're listening to this, goat isn't a bad thing. Just in case you don't know. It actually means greatest of all
Block
time.
me, please. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, don't
imagine
block.
if I got blocked by Zack. That would be jeez.
It would be an honor in a way.
I mean, he'd finally interact with me in some shape or form, but that's like the worst case scenario. I'd be gutted.
I think we should move on to the next question.
Yep. James asks, why did she leave me? Another
Hello,
great
James.
question.
You're gonna have to give a bit more context on that one. Who is she?
Why did she go? Come back, woman. James is a good man. I think.
Alright, next
We
question.
don't really know what.
Next question. Next question.
He
Bliss
plays-
asks, what the fuck is up?
The sky.
Nice.
The roof.
That's our last question.
What an awesome note to end that on.
Here's one for Jack. Actually, I don't know what I was gonna say, but yeah, Jack better be on the next episode.
Wrap it up, then do the outro.
What's the outro? Thanks everyone for listening. The worst part about
Yep.
this is I gotta go edit the whole thing.
Well, see you next time.
Thanks everyone for listening to the first episode of Rorschach's Journal. It's been
Cheers, cunts.
it's been a year coming since we decided to go.
Hopefully,
Let me on your podcast.
hopefully we don't take 7 months to record the next episode.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Should probably put music in the background.
Yeah, but don't make it like super loud. Like film
Yeah,
exiles do that sometimes, I think. I don't know, I haven't listened to them in a while.
Of what's his name? John, DC Film Sub.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of. I don't like how like both of them are like in different ears. That's kind of annoying.
We should do that too, but all in the left ear.
Yeah, just make it as uncomfortable as possible.
Well, you can hear a little bit on the right ear and then mostly on the left ear. Just that would
We
be
should-
terrible.
We should have whispered the whole podcast and made it ASMR. Hey guys, welcome to Rorschach's Journal.
Well, I've got to go now. So, bye everyone.
Alright,
Good night, gamers.
see you, Daniel.
That should be our outro.
Bye.
Good
I'm
night,
leaving
gamers.
this. Good night, gamers. I'm leaving this in, all of it.
Oh god. Oh, yes. Oh, good night, gamers, and see you next time.